actually unreal.
Because this could mean the end of their tournament. Because T1 and Gen.G both winning in their next 2 matches over the weekend is the predicted outcome.
It feels almost like a formality. We'll see. D+, I think D+ has a lot more of a fighting chance than HLE, but I have loved the start of KT's draft. Talked about how predictable they have been.
Waren die Kommentare beim letzten, ne?
Like game 1, we saw Apollo.
Warte, beim letzten Moment, sorry, ich bin schon wieder besonders beim letzten Mal, sorry.
Team fighting tool. The lane was so bad, it went so poorly that didn't matter.
Yeah.
And then in game 2, Ghost is like, I'm gonna sacrifice team fighting power and engage to win the lane. Didn't win the lane, and hopefully here in this 3rd game, we get a support that's either more well-rounded.
Oh, Quiz, ich hab doch geschaut.
As wonky
Aber jetzt muss ich ja.
Each or either way. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Or
Ist noch nicht online.
like a
Passt.
strong pairing, you know, like Lucian Braum or
Ist noch nicht online.
straightforward.
Alistair first pick?
Or is it Malphite first pick?
Yeah, I mean, Malphite first pick would make a fair bit of sense. Obviously, Silas very happy to steal away an Unbreakable Will, but Unstoppable Force is also a pretty good one. As let's see what this final ban is going to be from KT. Do you just take away the Malphite? Might be...
I don't think there's another mid pick that you're really...
So, Varus, lass mir nicht durch, KT, right? Okay, wollte gerade sagen.
is so flexible right now that I suppose that is going to be the safest option.
Jujutsu Kaisen Folge war außerdem wieder geil. Wir haben geschaut, okay. Joel, Sean, Steven und ich, okay. Und ohne zu spoilern, am Ende dieser One-Take, also dieser One-Shot-Take quasi. Also ich fand den obviously komplett insane, weil er auch insane ist und Sean zu jünger, das war so scheiße animiert. Was war das für eine Animation, bla 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 bla. Also, war so sauer gestern, wow. Ich war so sauer gestern, oh mein Gott. Nicht zu viel, please, ja, alles gut. Ich war so sauer gestern auf ihn.
Fight Malphite when he could interact with him. But
yeah, actually feels like a pretty good matchup.
Yeah, I do think that that's kind of... You just pick anything that Malphite can't just one-tap with his R button, and then you're like, all right, well, you can't interact with me long-term as...
Oh,
this
the classic!
The counter, the range counter. Maybe just take the thresh away or even just go straight into the Lulu and say, to win this lane no matter what.
I like the Blitzcrank, and that is what they're going to lock in. This is sort of a classic answer to these Enchanter lanes, but Ghost has to hit the buttons.
Der Anime-Experte, hab Solo-Leveling geschaut.
No, that would be a bad move.
However, almost got me.
Grabbing the Lulu, that would feel
Jemand besser als eure Performance bei 1? Ja, ich hab ihn, also. Ich bin auch ein bisschen OOC-Crasher gegangen und bin vielleicht auch für Best of 3 gestern gegangen. Ja. Oder vorgestern. Ich bin vielleicht ein klein wenig Crasher gegangen. Als er darauf beharrt hat, auf seinen Punkt. Hallo Luca. Jinx Lulu. Aha. Waren die Games close? Nicht wirklich, honestly. Nee, die Games waren nicht wirklich close. Die sind noch gewohnt, gegen G2 zu verlieren, gegen SK-Zeiten. Ja, ich kann mir eigentlich nicht vorstellen, dass die so scheiße sein. Ich kann mir nicht vorstellen, dass die so, also dass das Spann noch scheiße bleibt eigentlich.
Especially paired alongside the Malphite. We did see that do some decent work a couple of days ago.
I think there's going to have to be AP damage here for BDD. I don't think there's any flexibility there in this draft. Cannon gets taken away, which also, again, as a counter pick for a lot of picks that are just already gone, Kingen might just be calling for GP at this point, but I just do think this draft doesn't have much of a frontline. Malphite as a frontliner is fake. It's not real. He presses R and then either you win the fight because of it or he dies right away. Or he ults away when he's in a bad position.
Oh dear, don't remind me. Jax going to be a ban away here. And actually that would have been a lot of AP damage. It's kind of interesting one with its current state. As you were talking about GP, Perfect is cycling through a bunch of very dangerous picks.
I don't know what this Pop's identity is if he actually locks the Aurelia. Like, what are we even doing?
Well, we're blade surging. That's what they'd be doing.
Hast du G2-POV gesehen? Ein bisschen Will and Talent-Film? Nee, hab ich nicht.
There is Zion, okay.
Was?
Sense, but
As Vestian would
One
say,
Piece over drüber.
locked in here.
Sahen, Blind Pick. Aha, wir werden nur gestern zweimal verloren.
I do.
yeah, hope he's doing well.
Yeah, me too.
The draft here has a lot of holes in the early game for KT. It's going to take a little while to come online, to say the least. As Yone looks to be the option here in the mid lane for Scout.
That's a lot of wombo combos.
Jetzt Blind Pick, Jon. Ich meine, vieles raus im Mitte, aber trotzdem.
Doing here, it could be just a Gwen
honestly,
to get a bit of extra magic damage.
Could even just be like Gasante, and you feel really good about it.
Yeah, you'd probably be fine.
It's not, you know, going to punish the Zahin too well. And now the Cannon Man makes a lot more sense, but yeah, just
All right.
have an insane frontline, a lot of range. And we're just trolling with this one, I think.
All right, we just want to hover a fair bit of a river.
Was schon mal Last Pick?
Twisted Fate.
Well, this is an old BDD special.
Okay, so you gold card somebody, they get Blitzcrank grabbed. You charm
Arimundo.
Blitzcrank.
Boah, das ist low.
So short.
Arimundo ist so scheiße low. Oh, kein Freund.
KT
Mal schauen, was Ghost hier bewirkt auf seinem Blitzcrank.
Arguments are made for both support
Mal sehen.
launches for KT in games 1 and 2. This draft, I don't really want any part of. It's so situational. You gotta hit the charms.
no, but
The
this is the
Blitzcrank
thing.
has to hit the hooks. Zahin's early game is pretty weak. The Mundo is also pretty low impact early on.
This is the problem, though, Wolf. Everything was playable if you did it right on the Rift. A lot of what has been happening here today has not been about the draft at all.
Yeah.
It's been about how things have played out, especially on that bottom side. Like, if Ghost lands, like, 2 phenomenal hooks in lane, if Lehens finds himself in an uncomfortable position and then just dies, this could just be over in a heartbeat. But Lehens is a great Lulu player, always has been, and it's just not the way that Nongshim have been playing today. They've just been
Nongshim
better.
Also now have a draft with how this finishes up here for KT, where the Malphite doesn't really even have to ult the Aphelios. He can actually just kind of ult anybody. It doesn't matter. If they get that single target to die, with the front line they have with the Yone follow-up and the Jinx follow-up, and the Jinx gets excited and Taeyun can pop off in team fights, she'll outdo the Aphelios in almost every scenario here. There's too many threats for the Aphelios, and the mid damage just isn't there. It's pick-based with the Mundo. Not sure about this one, KT Rolster.
I'm a little bit worried about it, but if anything snowballs, it works out. So let's see what happens as we dive onto the Rift.
Let's go.
All right, KT fans,
Was für ein Turnier. Ja, theoretisch schon, aber der Unterschied ist, der Snowdown zählt halt wirklich nicht für irgendwas, also das ist nicht für im Mehrmaßes relevant. LEC Versus zählt für Percent. Also ist schon ein wenig anders.
But it would then require either DK to beat T1 or HLE to beat Gen G.
So you see the level 1 bottom lane. Lehens is like, if you hook me at level 1 with your Calibrum out, you do not win that trade. So I will just stand in front of you. And so, you know, gonna have to take a little bit of time before, you know, the knockup is ready for Ghost, where they can actually really play us, or hide behind turret, hope to hook them into the turret range.
Yeah, maybe just employ the turret to try and help you out.
The Blitzcrank is a classic counter to Lulu because you outrange her, don't deal with her poke, she's very squishy, but when you have Calibrum sitting next to it, it's kind of like, well, I have Glitter Lance, and that might be better. Like, actually, kind of maybe we out DPS because we also have a.
I mean, this is the thing. Like, everything beats Blitzcrank if you don't hit hooks.
Ist hier wie LEC. Ach, du meinst der LCK Cup? Oh. Ja. Ja. Mit einem genauso beschissenen Format Low-Key. Aber wir haben Best of 3, ich meine. Ist ja auch was. Das Comedy Central, nein. Der Snowdown ist gesponsert von Comedy Central. Also das komplette Turnier und der ganze Preispool ist von Comedy Central gestellt.
Two of Faker's rivals fighting each other, one behind Faker as a trainee so many years ago. The other facing against him in countless important matchups here. BDD across so many teams.
Yeah.
Kommen wir auf Lost Returns im LCK Cup nächstes Jahr? Was meinst du? Du meinst Lost Returns im LEC Versus nächstes Jahr? Weil nächstes Jahr gibt es ja noch LEC Versus. Right? Mach mir Dank für den 7. Nächstes Jahr haben wir auch noch LEC Versus, das ist ja ganz klar.
those were more good BDD times. Let's not talk about the Nongshim times.
Das ist doch, hä?
Less interesting.
Cuz is on a phone call. Scout is dead! Solo kill for BDD in the mid lane. He took Ignite!
Dieser Typ, ey.
I didn't even see that. I did not even notice that.
Oh my goodness.
Dieser Typ, ey. Seine Solo-Games einfach kommen, Turn gesponsert, du Schwanz, du bist nicht mal Sub. Gib mir Geld und dann kannst du sagen. Half CS, Junge, 15 bis 30, 15 auf 30, sagen wir mal 20 auf 30 CS, das ist doch scheiße.
I also think BDD decided that he doesn't want to get 3-0 by Nongshim today.
He's like, alright, look. Sione thinks he can use his Unbind to trade with me.
Alright, well, Ghost didn't want Sponge to back.
But Sponge will back anyways, at a slightly delayed rate.
And this wave is in a really annoying spot.
Sind wir für irgendwen warum? Nee, eigentlich nicht.
Oh, the charm, the casual charm.
And he's like literally calling that he got him way before he dies because he knows he has the Ignite, sorry, the
Ignite as well.
With Ignite to proc there on the play.
Man.
And yeah, this lane, it could be worse. Could be worse. Yeah. But it's not ideal yet. But the Blitzcrank always has value later on.
Alright, hooking and connect onto Lahans. He gets grabbing him as well. Does have to heal. And aiming, looking for a little bit more. Taeun just going to try and dissuade him from doing too much more here as Ghost. Looking a little bit more healthy as the zap is going to connect. And Taeun's looking for this.
Oh mein Gott.
And it's not quite enough as
What is happening in dem Game?
going down as well. It's another disaster for KT in the bottom lane.
Was geht's hier in der Series um, boah, Landing innerhalb der Gruppe und dann basically, wenn Nongshim die Series verliert, dann muss entweder Genji oder T1 in die Playing Stage statt direkt für Playoffs zu qualifizieren.
Whereas the Lulu can offer a lot of defensive tools, but also damage, and the Jinx's damage output is pretty high. And we'll watch it again. Like it's really hard to calculate, and the Gravitum comes through, the knockup comes through, Lahens is super low, but he has heal. The aiming puts a bunch of damage.
LSC, PV, ist es Viewership, meinst du das? Was, ist PV irgendwas mit Viewership?
I'm waiting for buttons. I'm waiting for buttons. He's
ist halt Peak Viewership, ja, ist halt fucking best of ones.
Yeah, the flash knockup.
I don't know.
Does come through without getting too much.
Also ist halt super unserious.
Was already dead. So a little bit unfortunate there. It's not going to be the largest lead.
Da hättest du halt Best of 3 und dann hättest du so ein Game 3 zwischen, keine Ahnung, KC und Koi, dann hättest du obviously mehr Viewer Rate, aber Best of 1 ist halt so,
Not a lane that's, oh, we just want to be able to win the lane phase. This is a bottom lane that can just hard carry the game. Jinx is so strong in the later stages with the get excited resets. So KT needs to be so careful. Charm going to miss this time. As BDD zoning Scout away endlessly here in this lane. 20 CS.
Best of 5 zwischen Lost Tons and Analytics.
Laning phase. Like, this is him saying, you think you can play Yone blind to my Ahri?
And it also bleeds over, right? Sponge isn't able to take the crab, things like this.
Dass diesen Hook so, dass sie so nach vorne steppt, ne? Und diesen Hook so Heads-on nehmen, das ist krank.
Barely going wide as the zap, he just walks into it.
Wow, die Outtrade, wow.
I mean, Jinx was a classic counter pick to a fellow.
I guess BF gegen Slingshot.
Early compared to him and also outranges him when he tries to retreat from trading patterns.
And you also match the scaling.
Exactly.
That's one of the biggest things.
And so, like, the timing for, we might be able to turn this into a hook play, I think has been missed. And in fact, the last time we saw it, it didn't work, and it's not working here either. And it's, I don't think this is a Ghost play issue. Like, he hit the hooks, but if he doesn't hit the hooks, they just lose the lane naturally. He hits the hooks and they don't have the damage, so it doesn't matter. This might have been more of a draft issue than the other two.
Yeah, I mean, you can understand what they're going for. And Ghost is once again just going to walk up and hook him. Does wander back, but the Flame Chompers are down. Ghost has no flash, but is going to at least survive. So denies the reset by sacrificing his entire health bar, but one of the good things is, he's alive.
Yeah.
War mir gerade nicht gepickt, ich glaube, er ist einfach nicht so geil.
Oh my god.
Scout gets unbound once again.
BD has Ignite still, so he is just going to have to back.
Geh weg von Mitte, hör auf mir bitte den zu zeigen, bitte.
So next time a charm lands, I mean, yeah, Scout is dead.
I don't
He realizes that, has to go home.
The last time we've seen this much of a mid lead, maybe it was Showmaker Roamer, man.
But also, like, I don't remember the last time I've seen Ari dominate a lane.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Ey, ich glaube, dieser KT Worlds Run war so fraudulent.
All right, Mondo, once again on a phone call, moving
I
down
don't know.
towards this bottom side.
Hits
It
at
spots
6.
Sponge out.
So I don't think they can do.
Ich glaube, selbst mit Peter und Doc Dam wäre der Ross immer noch
Taeyeon also has his ultimate.
nicht so gut jetzt.
Been a
Not sure.
game changer if they did try to go for that. So. Oh no! Oh, it's painful.
And aiming also a little bit of a shout out to Scout here as well, because he's using Viper's skin from when Scout and Viper won the World Championship in 2021.
Yeah, that was the last time Scout beat BDD. He's one game away from doing it again.
Disrespect nicht Peter, mein Gott.
Remind him of that.
I would never.
I think I imagine BDD would be annoyed. That's what he wants to remind him about. And so BDD, being annoyed, decides to just smash Scout in lane, solo kill him, and get even more. It's okay. Sponge finds the end.
Schöne Combo. Wow.
It's a very dead aiming. This is what happens when you don't have very much mobility on your AD carry, and there's a malfight. As remember, Ghost could have
Was?
played Thresh. As Taeyeon flashed, wasn't actually able to lock down the kill. BDD wanders on down, and so Taeyeon realizes that he can't do too much.
Ja, okay.
Still on a phone call, is taking the grubs.
Okay, ja, wenn er denkt, er dachte vielleicht, dass ein Autodeck noch ist oder sowas, keine Ahnung.
Different things. Like there's a little more flexibility there. They picked Aphelios into Malphite as well, mind you.
That did happen.
And that's not what this game is about, although it was kind of what that bottom gank was about, because the Malphite ulted him and then he died. As Ghost just kind of sent his fist through the air, almost like he was fist bumping the Malphite, kind of, you know, in a apologetic way. It's rough. Atlas, this series has been kind of shockingly not what we expected. We thought it was going to be bloodthirsty, back and forth, anything could happen, but yes, BDD is massively ahead, but I don't know if that's necessarily going to be enough. He's already...
Another charm.
Wow, macht der Damage.
Another
Wow, macht der Damage. What? Wie viele Officials gestern? Wir haben verloren beide.
Maybe it is going to be enough. Starting to wonder. As Scout is just not going to be a champion.
Do you know what BDD just typed in chat? Play safe bottom lane. That is what he typed in chat. And please, Aiming and Ghost, listen to the man, because he's trying so hard.
He's like, you better hook White Charm later, okay? I will be able to find some charm angles this game. As he has Blackfire Torch.
Nee, wird bestimmt besser, klar.
And an Amp Tome on top of it. At this point, BDD should be like, Aiming, go mid. I'm going bottom lane. I'm being a bit facetious again here, but he just doesn't miss these charms.
Oh,
and like Scout keeps trying to hands check him with his.
Das nächste liegt auch perfekt auf nächste Woche Donnerstag, wo das Finale vom Snowdown ist.
He keeps trying to like.
Es ist toll. Das heißt, wenn da nicht 3-0 ist, weil es startet um 17 Uhr startet das Snowdown-Finale. Wenn es kein 3-0 wird, könnte es krachen. Und ich vielleicht Finale Game 4 oder /5 skippen. Können wir BLG da mal heute? Wir schauen BLG nachher, ja. Wir kriegen jetzt noch zweimal richtig einen Arsch voll. Ich glaube, wir spielen noch gegen Gruppenfavoriten. Also wir spielen noch gegen 2 Gruppenfavoriten. Gegen DKB und gegen 6 GPA. Also gibt es nochmal einen Arsch voll. Disgusting Teamfight.
And just when we were starting to not believe, just when the excitement had reached the peak,
Or
the trough.
Yeah, the trough.
The peak of the bottom of the graph.
It reached the minimum.
Anti-peak.
Oh, Lehens might be dead also. Never mind.
All right, he's okay. Taeyeon is heading back here to lane, but Crystalline Overgrowth, see, Aiming quite able to get that plate. It's just going to let the wave crash through. Some minions will be denied. BDD was shut down by Scout, so that is good for Scout.
Nee, DKB hat 9 Roster.
Is that now the gold lead that the AD carries had is gone because Aiming picks up 2. And the push onto the Ahri is kind of a bizarre choice here. They could have actually just gone for the bottom side of the fight and avoided the Ahri entirely. They went so deep for this that Aiming has free reign. He's full health. Like he's.
I mean, the thing is, like, BDD just does so much more damage than everyone else on the map. So I think I completely understand the mindset of like, if we kill BDD before he presses any buttons, then damage potential of KT gets eliminated largely.
I kind of felt like if you run away from BDD by attacking the other side. That could have been
that's another
the other argument, but
you are Ari though, and you have a decent amount of movement speed. It's hook onto the rock. As Cuz, let's see whether he can slow him down.
Okay, wir werden einfach durchgesnobbelt, oder? Realistisch, die werden einfach durchgesnobbelt. Und wir gegen Game 4.
Let's be honest, BDD was going to pick up.
Sieht sehr, 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 sehr danach aus.
Yeah, we already knew that, but man, is he making it look cool if it does happen. As another play here from Ghost this time, the follow-up from BDD, but that's Malphite with Flash at like 2 seconds away, 3 seconds away, I think, at that timing. They find it, they punish it.
Oh, red-white guns here for aiming. Is a little bit scary, but you can see Cuz is sort of off to the side, aiming. If they do just collapse onto him, might just die.
Jinx Lulu zu OP? Glaube ich nicht.
BDD was roaming down also.
Dürfen sie mich von überzeugen.
Perfect, him and Kingen just rocketing.
Midlaner ist ein gigantischer Infieder.
Experience numbers, utilizing the quest nicely, is Taeun just ghosting after aiming, and he has to flash. Okay.
Jinx.
Cool.
Yeah, that's right there.
Yeah.
Correct.
Flash, yeah.
Gute Sektion.
That's why I said it, you know?
Yeah, it was
because we spoke at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
Power Jinx. They are going to be able to push this wave in. I think grab that proc on the overgrowth. We'll grab a plate, and because Sponge is here, and get more.
Oh, Hook is going to connect.
Was?
Let's see whether the
Wer connected?
gets angry as we pause.
Whoa.
That is no.
Das ist ein beschissener Timer.
All right. We can
Okay, see.
educate the situation here, as we can see. This was looking like a great play for Nongshim until I glanced down at the minimap, and then there was BDD. So things could start going wrong, but we do need to try and figure out what's going on here. Something about Cuz, something happened. The Mundo was trying to go somewhere, and maybe something said, no, you can't go there, but he's like, I'm Mundo, so better pause, because I go where I please. It's a peripheral issue, guys, so it actually shouldn't be something that lasts too much longer. But a very
Ninja hat angefangen 19. Was denkst du, wie geht BG, was IG aus BG gewinnt?
right? You know, you're using a wireless mouse, and you can use.
Was gab bis jetzt Final Discussing in Serious? War okay.
It's so annoying to have to charge
War alright.
Like found in my nightmares.
And you're in the middle of a team fight.
Game 1 Rise war fein. Und Game 2, war Ori war honestly auch fein. Also sogar besser als fein. Spielt Bin, ja.
Your mouse just goes to the top right
Yep.
corner.
Yeah.
Your whole camera's just panning to the enemy nexus. You're like, ah!
And the most, like, if you do that and you're like playing a tank as well, so you're just standing there doing nothing, dying. Oh god.
You will get showered in question mark pings.
Oh, so many question mark pings. You might actually distract everyone with how stupid the play looks. That the enemy team does something dumb, and so it's actually a bait all along. What if you're playing Wukong? You know, they're like, oh, he used Warrior Trickster, didn't he?
So I think,
he didn't.
Talking about the game state here, I get too deep into it, but BD's rotation over.
Ja, Blitzgang ist tot, oder?
Have to hit the Jinx with a charm, and I think if he does, maybe he could actually turn it around. But you know, we know the other guys
spielt doch, ja.
for KT. Their lives are forfeit.
Yep.
Das Drama ging ganze 4 Stunden.
I mean, at the very least,
War 5 Stunden.
Because
I think,
be able to survive because he's Mundo and he's under turret. And
yeah,
turret's
Ghost
ramping.
is definitely dead. I think that killing a Mundo is always a little difficult. He's got a few items already completed.
If like
Hast du mitbekommen, was im Hannover-Match passiert war? Nee.
like BDD ends
Erzähl.
up getting polymorphed and they kill him, and because he will
Bring mich up to date.
and they get the turret, like it's there's a lot of things that need to go right, but maybe BDD can save things because he's just so big, so fed on this Ahri. So we have a lot of fans here hoping for KT to get the
Was, kann man nicht Worte fassen, aber was Gigafro oder?
Yeah.
for their group
Was war's?
as well, and you know, seeing not a lot of faces of the fans here, but
Yeah, we're going to be getting back into the game very, very soon, guys, but we need to prime you. There is a dive happening right now.
Blitzgang ist tot.
Underneath the bottom turret. Let's see how it does go. As Ghost the first one to go down.
Oh, der Lobby-Admin kommt.
Taeun now trying to kite this one out as BDD.
Oh, warte, Taeun läuft davor.
And the finish comes
Okay.
in. All the
Game 4.
down and aiming. Even gets himself a kill onto his former support in Lahens. And Nongshim not looking so hot here in this game.
yeah, not very happy about how that went.
Man, it's so cinematic, isn't it, without the UI?
Oh, it's back. Oh, it's practically like a teaser for.
I know, it's like a mad movie.
Okay, so BDD is coming down already, by the way. I didn't quite realize that at this point. So Ghost and Cuz just kind of holding their ground here. And then after the pause, you see Tatum backs off.
Hat noch Flash, aber er läuft danach noch, ne? Also nachdem die rausholtet. The fuck? I guess er kommt so oder so nicht raus. Naja.
Has so much range actually to follow up. Even the Moonlight Vigil hitting. And we get the nicer out of Ghost from the Death Chamber. And it was actually in the end a good hook and sacrifice, as it was his first death of the game as well. 4-1-2 for BDD. He is in a really good spot. Is understatement of the game. 2000 Gold in the lead, but 1.2k also for Cup.
Ja, aber kurz davor 2-0 gegen 60 Rater gewinnen, dann haben die 3 Teamfights geworfen, gewinnen ein Teamfight, dann verlieren das Game, weil der Team finished.
He's got to be close to that second item as well.
Second diff.
Speaking of hard still, look at that. The big clobbering.
Sometimes we don't proc those, and it makes a lot of...
it does make a lot of people sad, mostly Orcs.
Yeah, I was going to say, it does make a specific person on our talent team very upset, but he's hitting them up to 144 right now. Scout is like, I really would like to lane against Perfect instead, but he will not.
Well, Perfect just going to take down this outer turret on the bottom side. Zahin is, like, in games like this, I feel like Zahin is so incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
When he's just not the main character.
When he's not,
and gets
no
to
one
turn up at 40 minutes and just do ridiculous.
Exactly. He's a scaling top.
Whoa, we flashed on top of aiming. The hook is going to come down onto the fight, and he'll tank up the turret forever.
I mean, noch ein paar mehr Kills für die Jinx, hey.
So, the peeling power of a Blitzcrank on full display there, ladies and gentlemen.
Maybe. Problem ist, dass der dritte Drake jetzt weg ist.
Yeah.
Das heißt höchstwahrscheinlich nein.
On that one.
He has a lot of health stacking. That was the problem. Now he's turned his giant spell.
Schau ich mir nach dem Game an, nach dem Game schon.
And BD is just taking this turret. This game is all about him, by the way. Yeah. Whether you win or lose.
Ja, ich schau mir gleich nach dem Game an.
How did BDD carry the game, or did BDD fail to carry the game?
Scout is being that Yone in your game. Off in the side lane. Seen this many times.
It is the correct call in this pro
Absolutely.
game.
However, it's just
it is very funny.
Painfully reminiscent. As Drake going to be skewered here by KT. Is that like the first dragon that KT have taken?
Not quite.
Was it the first one in this game? I think it was.
Yes. Aiming.
Oh no, it wasn't. It's the second. They took one in the last.
Chopper set. I mean, there's no play here.
No. And this is the thing, like the follow-up CC is like, it's very similar to Caitlyn's situations, right, where you put the Yordle Snap Trap down. The Flame Chompers work in a very similar manner.
Are on Soul Point, in fact.
Yeah, it's a lot of dragons that he's taken so far.
And
ja, ich weiß nicht, ob die genug Items bekommen auf der Jinx. Bis zur Soul, 4 Minuten.
Niche item on Ahri, but so strong in this type of scenario.
And this combination, it's what Orcs was talking about yesterday. The combination, or not yesterday.
Na, I wird's noch, aber es wird kein LDR.
Yeah, you get to just like have loads and loads of movement speed, which is kind of nice for the Ahri that wants to reposition to get charms.
With Cloud Soul on the way.
Well, now just going to be ulting towards Scout here. Misses a whole bunch of buttons though. And will just back away. Or Orb? Okay, no, just clears out the wave. But he's got
auch Jin, auch Yone, Gottes Willen. Yone bekommt kein zweites Item voll. Schwieriger Fight. Für die Soul. Sehr schwierig.
The game state here is, it's so wonky because I think this composition is very reliant on the Yone being able to ult people if Nongshim are going to win. And Mundo's becoming a very large health bar that will be an immovable object. And
flanking teleport. Kingan's trying to come on down as Taeun, he's ghosted. Ghost is running. Okay, there's a charm onto Kingan who takes so much damage because it's such an awkward spot though. The all-out flies on fire.
Ist das scheiße. Das kannst du keinem erzählen. Taeun hat noch Flash. Das kannst wie. Oh mein Gott, okay, BDD kriegt Auto gesetzt. Kein Flash auf Taeun für den Soul Fight.
Is there any more fight in Nongshim? That's going to be the question as Taeun is still alive and lands the zap onto aiming. Don't think it's quite going.
Und warum hat Sponge da die Backline noch geholt statt Frontline? Naja, ist ja egal.
Caught by Perfect's knock up there. Think that if that doesn't hit, he has a lot more damage in the fight. We'll watch this again.
Was macht Caster? Hä? Ernst, was macht Caster? I mean, I get the flash from aiming, I guess.
Gets the double, or the second knock up there, or the, second activation to get the knock up. And then Taeyun he has a ton of damage, but he cannot do enough of it. BDD's just like, just let me take care of this. Come on. It was actually beautifully played by Kingen to get the third Q onto the Zahin as he was making his way in. But then, yeah, just flash on top of the Jinx. And it was a little bit difficult to deal
Jinx
with.
geht Mortal Reminder.
Placement there from Perfect to get into the fight.
Weiß ich nicht.
The hook just barely going wide. This Ghost, the eye Blitzcrank, wandering around.
I kind of feel that this game is still winnable for Nongshim. Like, I don't think they're in a positive game state by any means, but
I mean, KT have proven one thing.
Das Problem ist ja kein Flash bei Taeyun jetzt für den Soul-Fight. Bummer, hallo Manu, Grüße.
Too true. I don't say that too loud. We're on the KT side right now. Some of these fans speak English, Atlas.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. Sometimes you gotta call a spade a spade.
No, I know. I just think that this comp is still very much a BDD or bust, and yes, the IE is done for aiming with second item IE. They have a Zahin that he got through the toughest part of the game. As you can see in that last fight, can be incredibly impactful, especially when he has flash. But Malphite can sometimes just do this funny thing where he ults a flashless AD carry.
Yeah, if he just ults multiple people, namely BDD and aiming.
And the fact that, like, one of the scary things about Ahri being the big fed one right now in terms of setting these fights up and looking for charms is that Polymorph can be miserable to play into as the Ahri. Sometimes you're like, I think I have this angle, and then you just, well, let's say yesterday you turn into a chicken or something, and then you're like, oh. And then Malphite ults you, and then Jinx gets the first reset. And you have to be very careful. You have to choose your battles correctly.
Ja, 20 Sekunden auf Soul. Erneut Jinx, kein Flash.
I do wonder, like, there's a lot of variance in this.
Oh, can Ghost find the hook this time?
Guter Sidestep.
He cannot. Perfect on a flank angle is now looking a little bit uncomfortable as Grim Deliverance comes down, gets a bunch of his health bar back. He will be.
Oh mein Gott, Sponge.
Sponge tries to get out.
Haben wir Chompers? Keine Chompers, das heißt, er kommt in die Wand.
Aiming's over the wall, finds the Orbit Deception, but there's the ulti out of Scout. Perfect gets a bunch of damage.
GG.
And Taeyun's still alive for a very long time, but finally goes down to aiming. And Nongshim lose their bottom lane, but at least they killed Perfect.
Yeah, they killed Perfect.
Ich hab nur auf Scout vs. BDD geachtet. Ich habe nicht gesehen, wie der Kollege Taeyun gestorben ist.
You know, BDD is the main character, but he has a secondary real threat, whereas if Taeyun is dead, his composition is only, it's Jinx with a wall trying to protect the Jinx. If Taeyun dies...
So, wie stirbt die Jinx jetzt hier?
No longer an angle. Let's see, Perfect ends up getting his reset here.
He hits the ult on 4.
Yeah, it's crazy how you see he instantly gets that passive to go into to the res. And then Taeyun here on the side really wants to do damage, but he gets
gehooked.
Ghost gets him over the wall.
Ja, Katastrophe.
That is all it takes. If he lives there, doesn't get hooked, BDD can't push up like that.
I can't believe I missed that hook in the play-by-play. I needed to be able to celebrate Ghost, finding that angle, making it happen. He had a rough time in game number 2, but this has looked better.
Nur noch eine Fragezeit, wie die Jinx gescaled ist, oder? Ja. Munde Level 14,5 schon.
The one hook that wins you the fight. As there's another one.
Wieder auf Taeyun, wow. G. G.
Is trying to keep them interested. Down goes the Cassante. He's durable, but just not durable enough as KT will augment their Cloud Soul with a Baron.
He finds another one, threads the needle. Cannot be getting
20er.
Carry. That's gaming. Yeah. He's glad to have the Blitzcrank on this side. On his side this time is...
Oh, Ghost was expecting Sponge to try and get out of there, and he didn't. And now he's charmed, and I think he may be dead. Aiming gone.
Wow, das Game ist fucked.
That's the jungler dead.
Wow, das Game ist fucked.
Going to get to this Baron pit, and this game, ladies and gentlemen, I think it just might be over.
I think so. Look at this.
Oh, Ghost!
And the angle is perfect, and Taeyun just greeds for an auto.
That's my world champion right there.
Like, if that doesn't hit, it's still maybe playable with Perfect. He has a nice angle here. But now, like, Nongshim are just 100% no way to do anything with the AD carry blowing up instantly. Scout is not a threat. The Malphite is, deceptively not tanky, because that's just kind of how it goes, especially into a Fed of Velios. So he dies in the jungle.
BDD has found Scout again, and Scout does manage to ult his way out, but BDD is Ahri. and has Cloud Soul as well as a Cosmic Drive and a Blackfire Torch. You are not escaping.
Treffer bestätigt, danke.
Also just makes Charm look like a targeted ability. The Charm hits post ult.
Guten Morgen, Foxy.
How's that running? So he's able to get him over the wall there.
Ja, wie wär's, wir picken wieder irgendwas unskilltes, arranged,
Absolutely.
technisches nächstes Game für Scout.
Close the game out from here. Still, it's an Ahri, right? It's not the same type of, you know, mid that we've seen that just has insane wave clear like the Rise or a Talia that can wall people off.
Okay, to be honest, der muss mir das auch, also, muss mir das ein Balancer Set.
A Zahen, they have an Aphelios, and that was just Scout dying a fourth time here, trying to live up to BDD. Perfect on the flank.
Oh.
Perfect doing his favorite.
Wo kommt Perfect her? What the fuck? Und Passive Full. Ja. Also Motion Miner ist dann, aber reicht es? Ich glaube nämlich nicht. Ja. Antwort gefunden. Geiler Pull von Perfect. GG. Sofort in Game 4. Reicht.